Hey, what is going on, guys? My name's Erupteu and welcome back to another Destiny 2 video. Today's video is going to be quite a big topic. We're going to be talking about how we can fix the D2 Crucible. It is a bit of a mess at the minute and not many people see a reason to continue it. There's been multiple Sherpas saying that they just cannot be bothered to play the game and there is no reward and not much satisfaction in even taking people flawless. So I thought I'd try and make some sort of video pointing out the biggest problems and any resolutions that I feel as a player of Destiny Crucible every single day would like to see to make the game more enjoyable for returning players and just brand new players in general. Brand new players won't see the biggest problems that old players will, of course, but it will start to get repetitive for them nonetheless. That's why if you do agree with this video, guys, we're going to try and go for 50 likes, try and get this video out there as much as possible, and if anyone does have any other solutions without any toxicity in the chat below, comment them and try and discuss them with other people to try and see if we can get the best resolutions for Destiny 2 Crucible. Remember, you can always go to the Bungie feedback page with some of this feedback, and that would be a great help to the entire community if you took some of the feedback from this video or from the comment section, went over to Bungie and told them yourself through the feedback section on their website. Okay, so we're going to start off with the top 5 things, and of course things like the Mida just being given to you in an exotic quest very easily that requires basically PvE activities to be completed. We're just going to ignore that and make that an honourable mention because I know the Mida does have a very powerful amount of damage compared to most scout rifles, but it's something that can be matched with, and I just feel like that's not the biggest problem at the minute because that does kind of fall into a different problem with PvP. The first problem I want to point out is the game modes. Now, there's two solutions to fixing the game modes. You can bring back singular game mode playlists like Rumble, Clash, Mayhem. Of course, those aren't added into the game yet, but if they were, I'd rather it like that, having them all separated into different categories that you could go and select and play that singular game all day if you wanted to, without having to worry about going to another game mode. So you could be playing 20 matches of Control only to find the next game being the actual game mode that you want to be. That's kind of a struggle for most players, and it's quite frustrating when you're looking for one specific game mode. However, if Bungie don't feel like moving from this scenario of going to single playlists and sticking to quick play and competitive play, which isn't very competitive, must I say, they should at least add in a solo queue or team queue system where you can actually play with people in the same situation as you. If you're solo queuing and you go up against a team, you're very unlikely going to have a situation where you're playing Destiny 2, in quotation marks now, properly, because you won't have that team shot experience that the other team are going to have against you, and it's going to turn into a big mess. So solo queuing with other solo queue players against another team of solo queue players is going to be a much more positive experience, or easier experience in your case, in the Crucible, than just going against whole teams. And if you are a team, you can play against teams, which, you know, goes into my third point. If you are playing with teams, there's no ranked playlist in Destiny 2, which is very frustrating, which I think most players at the minute would absolutely love. You can't bring up Trials of the 9 as a ranked game mode, or any form of extra competitive game mode compared to the normal Crucible, because it really is not. It's just a competitive playlist with different gear. And that gear, again, is rewarded through a token system, which is a pile of crap. No one really wants more token systems, no one asks for them, and no one likes the fact that they keep being forced down our throats. A ranked playlist with genuine loot from division to division to division, from bronze to silver to gold to platinum to diamond and whatnot, that would be absolutely phenomenal. We really need something like that in the game. A ranked playlist would encourage old PvP players to really get stuck into the game, and along with this, you could even have private matches, which if you did put them in, the competitive scene or the PvP scene would absolutely explode. I don't quite understand how a game in 3 years of development ships with one of the key features that everyone loved at the end of Destiny 1. I don't understand really why they didn't put it into Destiny 2. It just really messes with me, to be fair, because I paid $60 or £60 for a game and I feel like I got an expansion. I don't really feel like I got a finished game. And the PvP in particular suffers from this because there's just no replayability with no ranked playlist, and the game modes are quite messed up. Now, the fourth thing I wanted to bring in has something to do with Trials of the 9. There's no Merciless, and that really does need to return. I understand that if you don't get to 3 games, you do have a chance of having a Merciless, where if you do lose the game mode, that you don't actually suffer the loss and you can continue going, but that's not the problem. See, that doesn't account for what can happen in a Destiny 2 experience. You can get error coded on the last game, and it's happened to a carry that I've played with 3 times. On the 5th win, they have been completely kicked out of the game and we have had to play 3v4. Given that's not hard because it's Destiny 2 Crucible, it still falls back on the carry not having their chance of getting flawless. Merciless really does need to return, as it can help you when you are having error codes during the later on games, which, you know, if you do lose a game, then you lose the game and you have to reset your passage. You don't have anything to account for. I really think that that wasn't even a big crutch in Destiny 1. I really think that does need to come back and help the extra casual players, because I know Destiny 2 has become a very casual based game, which isn't even the worst thing. I encourage loads of people. I don't encourage elitism against other players. I do like casual games, but when you just have this sense of making everything too easy, I really do think that it's gonna again fall back on destroying the Crucible and stuff like this. But again, removing Merciless doesn't really go with that mindset of making everything too easy. Removing Merciless from the game has made everything a lot harder for carries to get flawless. Now in my 5th spot, I do have the create larger weapon variety, because I honestly think creating a larger weapon variety will help the game so much. Now with static rolls, my first point would be the fact that there is simply not enough weapons, and the rewards that you do get aren't really something that you would pick up over your actual weapon. I understand that people are going for the anti-OD right now, but that's still not something that you can say is a grind. That's just complete RNG. That's not a grind. I honestly think that there's not enough to compete with other weapons. There's about 2 setups in the entire game that people comply with, and that is something to do with the Mida, the Prosecutor, the Last Hope, the Uriels, and honestly those will be in most PvP setups. It's just inevitable to find stuff like that if you want to win the game, which of course winning is fun, but it can get repetitive if you're using the constant same things. Now the time to kill really is affected by this, as well as the time to kill, it just makes the whole thing a lot worse, because you have to team shot essentially to get kills, and if you aren't team shotting and you're by yourself, the time to kill can become very long, and even so during that gunfight, one of their teammates can come along and just completely wipe your ass. There is no point in having a time to kill that has a system so broken like that. I understand 4v4 was something that was inevitable coming to Destiny 2, but it's not even based around the competitive scene, as private matches again just aren't in the game, so I don't really understand the move with that. However, I just think the game would be a whole ton more fun if they could actually make the time to kill something easier to deal with for every player to have a better solo experience. Anyway guys, that's all of my talks on the changes that could be made to Destiny 2 Crucible. Now if you did enjoy today's video, be sure to leave a like, comment, subscribe, share this on your social media for more Destiny 2 tips, tricks, news and updates in the community. My name's been Erupt, and have a great day.